So I still don't have CS2, and I figured the best way to get it was probably to play a bunch. But that's when it happened. I ran across a Faceit Rank 10. It all happened innocently enough. You see, truth be told, I haven't played Counter-Strike in quite a while. I figured I'd probably just get into the CS2 beta because, well, all the other YouTubers were. I mean, you have WarOwl, Maxime, Austin, and I know I definitely have more subscribers than Austin, so why didn't I get invited? But it didn't just end there. Even my girlfriend got invited to the limited test beta. Could this be just because I haven't been playing CSGO? Well, only one way to find out. So I queued up and made my way into the first game. Now, truth be told, I didn't expect this to be a very difficult game. After all, I hadn't played in over a month and didn't even have a rank anymore. So I was a little surprised when my teammates told me there was rank 10s on the other team. This level, they like to push mid.
At this level, they like to suck dick.
But of course, they didn't take me very seriously.
Flank.
Yo, too long.
Cat dead.
Too long behind us.
Too
They
long.
pushed top mid.
Ninja?
I told you they like to push mid. So they didn't listen to me this time, and obviously after not playing for a month, I was gonna be rusty as hell. Perfect.
One's got 4 HP.
Which meant, if I wanted to win this game, I was gonna have to think outside the box.
I want the one who died
You
on
gave
bomb.
us the information to win the round. You said you were going lower B tons. We kind of expected you to also
Oh
look
my
top
god.
This is easy.
mid. How did they get tunnels?
No idea.
Alright, let's fast forward past this next round to when I can actually afford an AWP, because you guys know I'm not much of a rifler. Now I know what you guys are thinking, why am I gonna buy an AWP on a round where my teammates can't afford? Well, it's easier to explain if I just show you. One mid dead.
Lower and middle.
Back jumping no scope. This is pretty cool.
Now it's easy to do that at first. Again, the other team has rank 10s on it, so they're going to be grossly underestimating their opponents. Which means for at least a few rounds, they're going to try to outshoot me. And to be completely honest, with my reaction time and an AWP, that's going to be pretty difficult. Which means they're going to have to rely on other aspects of the game, like movement and outsmarting me. Which leads me to my second biggest advantage, and that is that 64 tick has slightly different movement than 128 tick. It's a little bit easier to shoot people. But just as I'm starting to get comfortable, this happens. He just peaked so low that even if I did try to aim down, it probably wouldn't have counted as a hit because of the inaccuracy of the gun at that distance. The truth is, this is a very smart peek from his side, because he can see a lot more of my head from that angle than I can see of his. And that's due to basic geometry. The same reason you want to peek farther away from a wall rather than up close to it. Now with me dead, it came down to my teammates, who actually did a wonderful job here picking off the rotation and isolating the guy at the A site.
What the
Wow.
fuck?
Wow.
Why is he fighting the B guy?
This left only one counter-terrorist who didn't know which site the bomb had been planted at. Luckily for us, he chose the wrong one, which wasted too much time. Sam, go hide. He won't have time.
Wait, it's planet safe. You have to play close.
No, he doesn't. He just, as long as he hides, this guy will try to bait him out, and then... You got it. Just run away. Look at that absolutely pro play from Sammy, even picking up that AWP for me at the end. On the next round, I tell my teammates to go and hit that B site. My idea is to pick the second guy crossing mid in case he tries to pick. The only problem, I'm still pretty rusty and completely whiff the shot. Meanwhile, he is able to tag me. But this still does leave me in optimal position to prevent anyone from flanking from tunnels unless they decide to smoke me off. Clinton's dead.
Door hit.
Door and window.
Door is not hit, my
Window.
bad.
Window.
Oh my.
Okay.
So I missed the shot. The main thing is I won the round, so let's move on to the next one. Now I need to vary things up with a few slightly less predictable plays. For one, not flashing over long before peeking out. I'm pretty comfortable peeking most angles on Dust 2 versus anyone. I was able to do it against Tarek and JDM, and Tarek went on to win a major, so that gives me quite a bit of confidence. But of course, just as I say that, this happened. Oh god. It's okay though. So far we're doing absolutely fine, and I know I'm only going to get better as this game goes on. After all, I'm still pretty rusty.
Long, Sammy.
Last one.
And hey, to be completely honest, if my teammates keep stepping up like that, we should have this in the bag.
And 6 of them has been through a wall or a smoke.
By Chucky, specifically.
Now, as you can hear, a couple of my teammates are a little concerned that someone on the other team might be cheating, so let's check them out real quick. Now, to be completely honest, I think the weirdest thing happens in the warm-up. You see how he just kind of shot the box in front of him and just flicked up towards that guy's head? I mean, it is definitely possible. This guy was hitting some crazy headshots. But for the most part, everything up to the round that we were on looked fairly legitimate. Even this really weird peek on me was probably just some bad movement. You know, we might take a look at a couple more of his shots a little later in the game. For now, however, I need to find ways to capitalize on their aggressive holds.
Mid door.
Xbox and mid door too. One more.
One cat? Oh, not you. One more mid.
Yes.
And boy, were they aggressive.
Car's clear.
Our spawn.
90, 90.
Again, what a great job by my teammate. But just as everything started to go so good for us, there was another sus moment from the other team. Now, upon farther review, it didn't look suspicious at all, but I didn't know this in the moment, and because of that, I decided to play this very cheeky.
Nobody disagrees.
Boost, boost.
His CT hit 85. Nice.
You know you have too much experience playing against cheaters when you actually have devised tactics to play against them. Granted, those same tactics don't necessarily work against Faceit Rank10s, so it becomes a pick your poison thing. What I do know, however, is that Faceit Rank10s have a really bad habit of expecting people can't hit their jiggle peaks. So I can exploit that by simply setting up for them to jiggle peek, and then just reacting quick enough so they can't go behind the wall again.
Window.
Got him. Go, take it. Oh, we don't have bomb. Keep in mind, this is another thing that is made far easier on 64-tick servers because it takes them just a little bit longer to change direction due to the lower tick rate. Now this was just sloppy, a situation I've been in 1,000 times before, and usually I can just easily hit these shots, and I just whiff them because I'm so out of practice. And this is by far the most embarrassing moment of the game, though it wasn't necessarily a bad thing, and I'll tell you why. Yeah, sadly we lost the round, but more importantly, I didn't want that to happen again. That really hit me in the ego. Now I figured that that kill came so easily for that guy in mid that he was going to have to try to attempt it again. So this time, I was going to be ready for it. Take B. There's no better way to get someone to step up to the next level than to embarrass them.
Flashing.
Running double dink. Holy shit.
I'm so blind.
Sorry.
Door out.
For that
I'm
double
literally
dink, he
getting
wasn't like
shot
even
through
facing your
smokes
direction.
all fucking game. I can't compete.
Just shoot through the smoke
Obviously,
back.
we just stopped throwing the smokes. That's the answer.
You know, I think Saya might actually be onto something. Speaking of being onto something, you know what they haven't done in a while? Push up mid. Probably a good idea to set up for it. Now here it looks like I'm being pretty aggressive, but honestly this is very low risk because I'm forcing them to get to a point where they have to peek out into a situation where they can get shot from multiple angles.
We don't. No one else needs to go across. We're fine.
It's planet
Okay.
safe.
Last cat.
You sure?
Yeah.
This cat.
Alright, so the first half score is 10-5, and that sounds pretty good, but you gotta keep in mind that this is the only terrorist-sided map.
They're cheating.
Bad news is, it sounds like all of my teammates think the other team is cheating, and because of that, they're gonna play a little bit differently, which I don't necessarily want them to. For example, if you think the other team is cheating, you're gonna play a little too passively and give the other team a little bit more of a positional advantage. Instead, it's much better to give them the benefit of the doubt, unless they're full-on rage hacking, and try to play it as tactically as possible.
I'm behind the wall, dude.
God, I hate that jiggle peek shit.
Window.
Please.
Or under window, maybe.
Yeah, it's planted under a window.
Waiting for you.
I'm here. I'm just trying to see if anyone's peeking out.
No, he's the only one.
Oh.
Nice.
Nice.
Well played.
That round might have been the most important round in the game for us.
Here, have some salt.
That is, as long as we can break my anti-eco round curse, and because of that, I did buy up an M4. 2 down. Well done. Another very important round that we managed to win. The only problem is, now I'm going to be stuck with an M4 when I should be AWPing. Now there's one thing you're going to notice, and that is that the other team knows that I'm playing at the A site, especially after I get this first kill.
Right side suicide, by the way.
Okay, he's out. 2. Hit 40. They pushed the molly.
And this puts me in a very difficult situation because this means I'm going to have to go for retakes. Now this isn't actually something people usually do in team play, but it is something that happens far more often in pug play, especially at the higher levels. Obviously you don't want to feed their top frag. This is going to be the hard side. It's just, we need to be able to hold both sides. So what's the best counter for when the other team's avoiding you? The answer is, play more unpredictably. Don't just play one site, but you got to make sure you communicate that with your teammates.
One pushed out long.
One down mid. That was an AWP.
have long,
Top
they
mid
have
if you want to go
long.
get it. I don't know where I got shot from.
He's out.
B, B.
Ah, B.
This guy is low.
Yeah, he is.
And that's when our friendly Faceit Rank 10 decided to give me some motivation. Strong words from a guy who just sealed his fate this game.
4 of them.
4 flashes. 5 flashes.
Nice.
That's a bomb.
One's long doors. Careful.
That is, once I figure out how to play against this Chucky person who everyone thinks is cheating.
They're falling
Go
back.
mid.
They
They're
aren't
gonna hit
Go
B.
mid,
They're
yeah.
gonna go B. They got ball.
Backside, backside.
Nice.
on backside. You see him crouching. Nice, Saya.
Good job.
You got it.
Now that was a really close round. Great job by my teammates bringing that back after I got sideswiped by that guy that snuck into the B site right as I turned away. Here is probably the most overpowered angle in the game. And while I was able to pick up a really easy kill there, here's where I made a big mistake. Saya cross, get to site. Now by telling Saya to do this, it left our long player by themselves.
Long. At 50.
But now with Saya in the site, this puts me in a bad position. I'm in a pretty standard position that people love to pre-fire. And I can't fall back farther on the car because someone could technically push out from mid now that my other teammate is dead there. This entire round collapsed just because of a bad call I made. I was totally fine holding catwalk from car. There was absolutely nothing the terrorists were going to be able to do to get up there. If I had just let my teammates double up long, we would have had this round no problem.
That was the guy I dinged.
I have an idea here. Saya, go B. Everyone else, let's go long. Dusty, come long, bait us. Shoot them in doors after we cross.
There.
Ooh.
Yo, can you molly long doors? I dropped.
The next round was really just a save round, but a couple of cheap guns were thrown down. This round I had enough to buy up, but a couple of my teammates didn't because, like I said, they threw a few guns down, so I decided to scout up. Again, when you got a scout, it's not so much about getting kills, but doing as much damage as possible, because if you shoot someone once with a scout, your teammate can probably pick up the kill with a pistol. Let's see if we can get to long. We got bomb. We got bomb mid.
Yeah, one just crossed the A. Careful, cat.
Cat, yeah.
Up, cat.
Nice. Oh,
Suicide.
Suicide.
Cat pushed
nice.
up.
You said push cat.
Yeah, one cat.
He is on cat now.
Watch your long. You got long. Let me know if you see him. Cat, tagged. Fell back. Still cat.
He flashed.
Could fall back to long. Good job.
Nice.
Again, you can see I'm changing up positions here, trying to keep them guessing as to where I'm going to play now that I have an AWP. Come down mid. That being said, Chucky is just kind of a god through doors, and we're going to check his POV after this game is over. Door hit for 75. I'm not going to lie, after Chucky killed me, I kind of felt like I threw this round away. But what I didn't expect was my teammates hadn't given up just yet. Oh, he's here. Good job.
Nice.
Well played.
Nice.
After that, I knew I needed to repay my teammates back for bailing me out of that round. Time for me to step it up. I know that Chucky's been very confident about playing that mid-door area, so I figured the first thing I'd do is see if I could get a pick on him. Okay. Now, after I picked him, it occurred to me that they know that I like to play up close to those mid doors, and they were probably going to try to either flash push out mid or try to peek from lower B. So I decided to play a little bit more passively and try to bait them into pushing out mid. And it worked like a charm. He walked right into my crosshair, not expecting my position. There we go. And that's how we won the game. At the end of the day, it really feels like today's modern rank 10 really can't do shit if they can't exploit the movement. And due to 64 tick being slightly slower, it really makes them less of a threat. Now, as for Chucky, that's a little bit of a different story. Now, aside from this lock-on in warm-up, it didn't really look like he was doing anything out of the ordinary with any gun except the scout. And honestly, I think there's a very good chance this guy actually was cheating. Obviously not full rage hacking by any means, but it did look like he might be using some aim assistance to help just a little bit. I mean, he's not even checking the sight when he's walking into the B site. And I know it looks like he's using the scout a whole bunch, but honestly, he tried using the AWP early on and got absolutely destroyed, as well as the M4. This was the only gun he was actually able to get kills with. Definitely something strange about this guy. Anyways, with that, let's find out what rank I got after winning my first game back to CSGO. And it looks like it's Global Elite. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, have a great day.